Back in the day, there wasn't much ways for an artist to be discovered, and if you weren't in a major city like Los Angeles or New York, you might as well call it quits. But there was one guaranteed way. You could have pushed your music out there and get a record deal, and that was getting on the radio. We remember the stories of artists waiting outside of radio station hoping to see the radio DJ to push their tapes to them, just begging for the chance to get one spin on live air. And you gotta remember, this was back then when a radio DJ could make or break a young artist's career. An example of this can be the Wu-Tang Clan in the early 90s. They managed to get Protect Your Neck on radio stations, and they had the whole East Coast in a frenzy. There was phone call after phone calls of callers begging to have another chance to hear this song, which ultimately led to the signing of the Wu-Tang Clan and multiple record deals. You can say they became stars overnight. Or we can talk about when going up to a radio station and dropping a freestyle was almost a rite of passage for rappers. At their peak, radio stations were so influential they even changed the way music was made. You see, hip-hop artists aren't known to be the most family friendly, and if record labels wanted their music to be played on the radio stations, they had to get smart, especially if they didn't want to receive the backlash or pay the fines for broadcasting that on public air. So then came the radio remixes, where most of the explicit material was either censored over or recorded over with the chorus. And if you wanted a more authentic version, well, I guess you had to buy the album. So are you starting to see how influential radio stations were? When you can force a record label to put out two versions of a single just to have one for the radio, you know you have a big role to play in the music scene. So what happened? Well, the internet happened. Long gone are the days of waiting for your favorite DJ to debut a new song, when you can just go on the internet, get on Napster, or my preferred LimeWire, and just download the latest song or album. Then came the MTV boom, and now the audience that was waiting for the latest single to drop was now tuning in into television to see their favorite music video. And in the mid-2000s, a little website by the name of YouTube came out, and from there, it was the beginning of the end. Slowly, the music industry started transitioning to this new thing called the internet. Websites started popping up, vlogs started posting daily, even music videos under this weird brand called Vevo started uploading. You wanted to know the name of a song? Forget waiting for the DJ to tell you, you can just Google the lyric. Or you can Shazam it. Remember when that was a thing? You wanted to hear a freestyle and didn't want to wait for Funk Flex? There's YouTube channels for that. And eventually, even those radio DJs that were once being haggled every day trying to get to work by young eager artists, even they got on the internet. I'm talking about your Charlemagne's and Breakfast Clubs of the world. So radio stations really had nothing to offer at this point. Well, they still had one thing. They had their playlist for the commute crowd who commutes to work every day and get stuck in traffic. Playlists created by the radio station with a heavy hand by the record label incentivizing them to play their artists, or getting a few more extra spins on an artist's album, increasing sale and notoriety in the public. So radio stations still had their little niche, right? Enter Apple Music and Spotify. But now everybody having a smartphone in their pocket and consuming media through it, these two apps were the final nail in the coffins of the relevancy of radio station. Why incentivize a radio station to play your artists on live air when you can pay millions of dollars to get them on Rap Caviar with millions of listeners every month? Why pay Hot 97 to have your artists go up there and announce their new album while opening Spotify and Apple tells you? You want to see your favorite artist in person? Well, Spotify tells you when they have a concert near you. You want to hear an artist talk about their personal life? Well, most DJs have a podcast, and Spotify has a podcast section now. And they're even in the works of introducing snippets of artists' upcoming work. Record labels for a long time have known the importance of these streaming apps. That's why they pay millions of dollars to have advertisement and their artists up there. And if you're really that nostalgic for radio, just download Pandora, bro. I'm out.